Herbert Marshall as the man called X. Wherever there is mystery, intrigue, romance, in all the strange and dangerous places of the world, there you will find the man called X. In the middle of Asia, astride the highest Himalayas, lies the secret land of Tibet. For centuries, its capital, Lhasa, has been the forbidden city, its lamasseries secure in their mountain fastness. But now, terror has begun to creep down the caravan route past Gartek and Darjeeling, and brought with it a small cylindrical object that has found its way to the offices of the Bureau in New York City.
A Tibetan prayer wheel.
Ken.
Small, but a pretty good specimen. Didn't know you were a collector, Chief.
I'm not. I just thought you might like to read that strip of paper inside of it. I'd like your opinion. You mind?
Uh-huh. He who does not call for a light when the darkness surrounds him will fall into the well. It's an old Buddhist proverb.
Yeah. It was passed to one of our men by a curio dealer in Darjeeling, an Anglo-Indian woman who worked for the Allies during the war. Name's Awani O'Hara.
Awani O'Hara?
Believe it or not. Said she bought the prayer wheel from an old monk who said he had received it from Karai Lama himself.
Karai Lama. Chief, remember reading about red agents infiltrating south into Tibet?
Yes, Ken, of course.
All right. Can mean only one thing. They're trying to move in on the Lama's government. Trying to soften it up so the puppet troops from the east can take over without a fight. It's an old trick of theirs.
Yeah, there's no way of making sure, Ken. Westerners aren't even allowed inside the Patala Palace, you know. What's more, we can hardly interfere in the internal affairs of another power.
Oh, we've said that before, Chief. In Romania, Czechoslovakia, and Hungary. Look what happened. Besides, it's not just Tibet they're after. The Karai Lama's the spiritual leader of half of Central Asia. Northern India, Bhutan, Mongolia, Manchuria.
Yes, that's true.
Then it is. And if they can pressure him into swinging over to their side, we might as well give up any hope of keeping the Iron Curtain from dropping over the whole Orient.
Ken, do you suppose that little proverb means the young Lama needs our help?
Could be, Chief.
But what can we do about it? Send a Sherman tank across the Himalayas to bring him out? And how would a man get into Tibet these days, anyway?
Same way the little prayer wheel got out. So long, Chief. I'll send you a postcard. Here you are, here.
You would like maybe, Sahib, to buy an elephant? Souvenir of Darjeeling?
What?
Carved from ivory from the Mughal dynasty and made by the ancient craftsmen from... Mr. X, you got here. You made it. Oh, I can't believe it.
Hagon, what are you doing here in Darjeeling?
Mr. Thurston, I'm a Rocky Mountain guide in business with my cousin, Kai Ming Lu.
Kai Ming Lu?
Well, he may not exactly be a cousin, but he has the Zellschmidt nose.
And probably the Zellschmidt ethics.
Thank you, Mr. Thurston, thank you. Say, how about a tour of the city? Nightlife, strange oriental delights.
Pagan, I'm looking for a lady.
Well, why didn't you say so? Now, there's a pretty little petunia who dances at the Café Karachi.
Her name is Madame Awani O'Hara.
Awani O'Hara? Oh, sure, I know her very well. Yeah, she's a hostess at the Cobra Club or something. Just hail a rickshaw, Mr. X.
She runs a curio shop.
Oh, sure, yes, of course. I know her place like the back of my head, yeah. Look, you go two blocks down this way. No, you turn at the next corner, then go about... Here, Mr. Thurston, you hold the elephants, will you? I'm sure I've got a map of the city right here.
Come in, sir. Come in.
Madame Awani O'Hara?
I am she.
My name's Ken Thurston, Madame. I'm a hobbyist of sorts, and just now I'm interested in Tibetan prayer wheels. I was told you might be able to help me.
I see. Prayer wheels. They're very rare now, you know. Good specimens are hardly ever removed from Tibet. Sorry, Mr. Thurston, but I'm afraid I haven't a single one in stock.
Oh, then probably you could tell me where I might find one.
Quite possibly. What kind of prayer wheel were you interested in?
A friend of mine in the States had one. I think he said it came from your shop. It was quite small. Brass, I believe. inlaid with silver.
I think that it would be best, Mr. Thurston, if you came back tonight. Say about 8 o'clock. I may be able to give you the information you want then.
You'll obtain this information in Darjeeling?
I did not say that. No. If you'll excuse me, it's time for my nap.
No, certainly. Madame O'Hara, just one question. I heard a proverb the other day and wondered about its source. It goes, he who does not call for light when the darkness surrounds him will fall into the well. Do you know it?
No. No, I don't think I ever heard it before. Good afternoon, young man.
Oh, you, Mr. Thurston? I found Madame O'Hara's shop for you. It's right where you just... Oh, I guess you took a shortcut. You didn't buy nothing from the old witch.
No.
Why don't you tell me what you were looking for? Whatever it is, I can get it, 10% discount.
Thanks, Pagon, but I'm hunting for a genuine Tibetan prayer wheel.
Oh, hey, let's walk on the other side of the street, huh?
Why?
Well, this tall monk with the begging cup, he's been watching us. I think he's going to try to make a touch.
A 32nd cousin of yours?
Alms for the poor, alms for the hungry and homeless.
Mr. Thurston, that's money you're giving him.
Sub, I beg not for myself, but for those in need. For it is written that he who does not call for a light when the darkness surrounds him will fall into the well.
Come on, Mr. Thurston, let's not overdo this.
Wait, Pagon. That proverb, where'd you hear it?
It is an old one in my country. It signifies only that men should aid one another in their quests through life. I heard you speak of a desire for a prayer wheel. Is it not so?
Just where did you...
Perhaps you may find what you seek at the monastery of Chaizong, which is north 200 kilometers in Sikkim on the border of Tibet.
Thanks, I may try that. But now, where did you... Oh, wait. Hey, wait a minute. Excuse me. Sorry.
Hey, what a disappearing act, eh? But don't worry, Mr. Thurston. If you're so set on giving away money to needy people, there's always me.
Funny, shades drawn, no lights. Madame O'Hara said 8 o'clock. I wonder.
Maybe she flew away in her broomstick. Oh, why don't we come back when it's daylight?
That side window's open, Pagon. Here. Let me heist you up so you can take a look around inside our shop.
But, Mr. X, I can't do that. I always get claustrophobia in high pressure.
Up you go. Now, see anything?
I don't see nobody around, Mr. Thurston. Oh, we're wasting our time. But that Madame O'Hara sure is a lousy housekeeper. Going off and leaving all that broken crockery on the floor and everything all tipsy-topsy like... Mr. Thurston, come back! What did I say? Don't leave me! Oh. Mr. Thurston, that's breaking and entering, and it's illegal. I think it's... Oh, that long yellow sash around her neck.
Been used as a garrote, Pagon.
Oh, well, in that case... Huh?
Yeah, to choke her to death.
Oh.
Pagon, you think some of your disreputable friends here in Darjeeling could promote us a couple of monks' robes, the kind pilgrims wear on the caravan to Lhasa?
Oh, sure. Any color you like. Red, brown, plaid. Why are we going to Lhasa?
We aren't yet. We're stopping at a monastery of Chaizong.
What a joint. I've been in clinks that are better than this.
Pagon, a monk's cell is supposed to be austere and simple. The lamas here at Chaizong seek comfort for the spirit, not the body. Here, have another cup of tea.
Tea? You'd think somebody tell these characters that bourbon's pretty good for the spirit, too.
Come in.
Mr. Thurston, look.
Peace to you. I have been sent by Dao Sung, the patriarch of this lamasery, to bid you welcome.
So our meeting outside Owani O'Hara's shop wasn't entirely coincidence.
What is coincidence? Perhaps only the workings of the mind of God.
Perhaps.
If you are free, Mr. Thurston, Dao Sung would like to extend his greetings in person.
Why not? Pagon, you wait here.
Oh, sure.
This way, please. Dao Sung must not be kept waiting. I suppose you are somewhat surprised to see me here, Mr. Thurston.
Not any more than I was at the way you disappeared in the crowd back at Darjeeling after suggesting that I come here.
No, wait, please.
I thought you said we shouldn't keep Dao Sung waiting.
That monk who stepped into the shadows at the head of the stairs.
The one in the yellow robe?
Yes, it is very odd. The members of our sect do not wear that color. He must be of a different order.
Yeah, he must be. Unless the members of your order carry guns.
Guns? Oh, Mr. Thurston.
Look out, get down.
Oh.
All right, come on.
No, Mr. Thurston, wait.
Wait, why wait?
But he ran up to the inner courtyard.
What difference does that make?
It is hallowed ground.
What?
If you, an unbeliever, were to walk there, it would be desecrated. Heaven
All
forbid
right,
such...
all right. He's gone now anyway. You sure you don't know who he was?
Had I only been able to glimpse his face. But now, of course, there is no way to identify him. Unless Dao Sung, as the ruler of our lamasery, can find a way to apprehend this evil one. Come, we must hurry and tell him of this most untoward occurrence.
Yeah. If he doesn't know about it already.
Oh, Mr. Thurston, I cannot apologize sufficiently. In these times, even a monastery is not always a place without violence.
So I found out.
Since you Americans prefer directness, I shall be direct. Until a few years ago, I was the tutor of the young Karai Lama. Peace be with him. Last month, I returned to Lhasa. I found the Lama surrounded by new advisors, men whom I did not know.
Oh?
And as His Highness laid his hand upon my head in blessing, he presented me with the prayer wheel which has by now reached you. Alone, I could do nothing to help him escape, but with your help, I will make another pilgrimage to Lhasa. And with your help, we can bring the Karai Lama back with us, back to freedom.
Freedom. These advisors you speak of, what do you know about them?
Very little, but a friend more recently returned from Tibet knows more. With your permission, I shall call him. Mei Shao.
Dao Song, I have been awaiting your summons.
It is my wish, Mei Shao, that you speak with Mr. Thurston.
Mr. Thurston.
Yes, sir.
And that you tell Mr. Thurston of the things which have happened at Lhasa.
Alas, our blessed Karai Lama is a virtual prisoner. For another man has become the true ruler of Tibet, one whom they call the Gold Hat.
Oh? Just who is this Gold Hat?
It is said that he was well educated in Russia, then later in China.
Ah.
Unfortunately, his real name is not known, nor his identity.
Well, that's not much to go on.
However, it is known that unlike the orders with which we are familiar, he wears a robe of yellow.
Yellow.
And
Thurston.
a yellow hat. His followers affect a similar costume.
I see. Dao Sung, what do you suggest?
If Mr. Thurston should be willing to undertake the pilgrimage to Lhasa.
How soon can we leave?
First, we have to walk all the way here to Lhasa. And now that we finally get to this Lama Palace, we have to crawl on our knees.
Just be quiet and keep your head down.
But I'm getting a creak in my neck. What's going on now?
The Karai Lama is blessing Dao Sung. He's touching the old man's head with a tassel.
Sounds like just a kid.
Our turn is next. Now remember, crawl slowly and stay close behind me.
Hey, what does he think it is? Halloween?
The Karai Lama always wears a devil mask during these ceremonies.
What a joke.
Pagan!
Omnai wanan deska.
Your Highness, he who does not call for light when the darkness surrounds him will fall into the well.
The top of the south stairway at midnight.
So be it.
What does the bell mean? Where is he going?
The audience is over. Well,
How do you like that? He didn't get around to me.
Mr. Thurston,
oh, Your Highness.
you are alone. That is good. This alcove, please. Let us waste no time. You have come a long way in answer to the summons in the prayer wheel. What do you propose?
Plans have been made for you to join a native family traveling to the Indian frontier. From there, you'll be escorted to the monastery at Chaizong and safety.
This has all been arranged by you?
Yes, with the aid of Dao Sung. The caravan will leave at sunset tomorrow.
Where is Dao Sung now?
He said something about returning to his lamasery.
I see. Mr. Thurston, have you considered that it might have been a grave mistake for you to come here to Lhasa?
Mistake?
Yes. You see, you are now under arrest,
Yeah. Yes, I see.
and I shall be obliged to have you executed as a spy, Mr. X.
We will continue with The Man Called X in just a moment. Now, Act Two of The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall with Leon Belasco as Pagan Zellschmidt.
Hello, Mr. Thurston. I've been expecting you. You've come to get me out of the clink, eh?
Does it look like it, Pagan?
Oh, well. Oh, welcome aboard, Mr. X. Say, you don't really think they're gonna hang us, do you?
No, Pagan, I know them. They're not.
I knew they wouldn't dare to do that.
No, in Tibet they execute by beheading.
You mean... Oh, Mr. Thurston, what a messy way to die.
Quiet.
Mei Shao.
Aha, so they got you too, eh? Hey, wait a minute, you're outside the bars and we're inside.
Yes, Mr. Zellschmidt.
Quite simple, Pagan. Mei Shao is the gold hat.
Well, sure, but that's no reason... Huh?
You seem very sure of that, Mr. Thurston.
It all adds up, Mei Shao. The infiltration boys found out about the prayer wheel. But when they traced it to Darjeeling, it was already gone. So the gold hat moved in on Dao Sung and stuck around to wait for us.
I bow to your brilliance, Mr. Thurston. How sad that such a facile mind should serve the decadent capitalists of Wall Street.
From whom you're planning to rescue the poor, downtrodden Tibetans.
And you are going to help me. Your execution will serve as an object lesson to those who would interfere in the internal affairs of my country.
I see. And now that the Karai Lama's under your thumb, there'll be no one to stop you and the invaders from taking over. But I still don't understand why he should call for help and then have us in prisons.
Yeah, the dirty, no good...
It is very simple. The great Lama has come to see that our way is the right one for Tibet.
Maybe. It was pretty sudden, wasn't it? He gave that prayer wheel to his old tutor only 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and when we come to help him, he sticks us in a hole in the ground. I tell you that Karai Lama is no good Joe.
Matter of fact, Pagan, I've been thinking exactly the same thing. Remember when he blessed Dao Sung in the throne room?
Sure. He touched him on the head with the gold tassel.
The lowest form of blessing.
Huh?
Isn't that right, my Shao?
The gestures of religion do not concern me, Mr. Thurston.
No, I'm sure they don't. But in this case, it was more than a gesture. If the Lama had recognized his friend and teacher, he would have placed his hands on the old man's head.
Well, maybe he couldn't see very good through that Halloween mask he was wearing.
On the other hand, that same mask would have kept Dao Sung from seeing the Lama's face, from recognizing a false Lama.
You mean they switched llamas?
Suppose you answer that question, Mei Sao.
What possible difference could that make to you now, Mr. Thurston?
That's true. We're scheduled for execution, aren't we?
There will be no formal execution. Instead...
No, please, point the thing out the other way, will you?
It will be so much simpler this way, will it not? An American executed might require explanation, but if it were simply called a disappearance,
Has it occurred to you, Mei Shao, that if I discover the imposture, Dao Sung will discover it too?
What difference can it make? You seem to underestimate the efficiency of my organization. Come, closer to the bars. Look, down the hall. Even now my soldiers are bringing your friend Osang to join you. Well, Mr. X?
Yes, you're efficient. Dao Sung.
Oh, yes, Mr. Thurston. All is well.
What about these soldiers?
Well, as you suggested, I did not leave the city entirely, but camped on the outskirts until a loyal one here in the palace informed me of what had happened to my 3 friends.
3? And this joker still thinks Mei Shao is his friend.
You were generous enough to come to my help. Now I have come to yours. These men who look like soldiers are, in reality, fellow monks.
What?
Wait, Dao Sung.
Well, there is no risk. We were able to pass this sentry safely. And now we have only to leave as we came.
There is one thing you have overlooked, Osang.
Yes,
This gun I hold.
Mei Shao.
Guard, ring the alarm. I said ring the... What?
As I told you, these men are our friends.
Yes, and I'll shoot any who stands in my way.
Just a minute, Mei Shao.
What a haymaker.
I know your religion disapproves of violence, Dao Sung, but I'm sure you won't mind an exception in the case of the gold hat.
The gold hat? Oh, yes, Mr. Thurston. In this case, I do approve your very excellent right hook to the jaw.
Nobody in this cell over here.
Keep looking.
Okay.
We'll go down this corridor, Dao Sung.
Perhaps we are too late, Mr. Thurston. The true Lama may have been killed.
I don't think so. They're more efficient than that. Torture your enemy. Break him in mind or body, but keep him alive. He may be useful.
This is the only prison in Lhasa. If he is a prisoner, he must be here somewhere.
What about this door? Here now.
Ah, peace be with your highness.
Dao Sung, revered teacher, rise and take my thanks, you and your friends.
Now we must hurry, highness. If we are to be beyond the palace walls when the gold hat recovers from the effects of the right hook.
Right?
I'm sorry to disagree, Dao Sung, but the Karai Lama is staying here. So are we.
But, Mr. Thurston, it was to aid his escape that we came to Lhasa.
That may be. If we run away, we'll save his neck and ours. But the gold hat will stay in power, and the false Lama be the leader of Tibet. Your Highness, the choice is up to you. We save your life, or risk it trying to save your country.
There is no choice, Mr. Thurston. My country.
Good. Now, if the palace guard were assembled, would they still be loyal to you?
Some of the officers have been bribed by the gold hat, but the rank and file are loyal to me. That is why my alter ego has never dared to appear before the people without his mask.
Sounds like the old story, the organized few pushing around everybody else who didn't know what was happening until it was too late. Well, maybe we can give the bully boys a taste of their own medicine.
But, Mr. X, that's the alarm gong. It'll bring the guards.
Right, Big Arm.
Mr. X, I can't look.
The price of treason is pretty high, Pagan.
It's not what's happening to Mao Shao. That phony Lama, it's the heavy blade. It's so big and so sharp. And Mr. X, they sharpen it for us.
Well, Your Highness?
Mr. X, when the gold hat and his people came and made themselves powerful here, I did not strike against them because I wanted peace, and thought myself alone in a world gone mad. I shall not make that mistake again.
Your Highness, it's taken us a long time to learn that in our world no man lives alone, and no country. That we must each of us bring light to those who cry out in the darkness, lest all of mankind fall into the well. Peace be with you and your people.
Now, here is our star, Mr. Herbert Marshall.
Thanks for being with us. Next week, Leon Velasco is Pagon Zelschmidt. So join us, won't you, when next I return to The Man Called X. Good night.
The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall, is a J. Richard Kennedy production with music composed and conducted by Felix Mills. Tonight's story was written by Robert Libet and Frank Burt. And until next week, same time, same station, this is Jack Latham saying good night for The Man Called X on NBC.